All right, Raiders fans, buckle up because we need to break down everything happening around our team. And there's a lot to unpack, even though things have been relatively quiet since Tom McMahon was let go. The first big topic I want to get into is Jacoby Myers and the recent whirlwind of trade offers and decisions that have had the league buzzing. Both the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Jacksonville Jaguars were reportedly offering a 4th and 6th round pick for Jacoby, and on the surface, it seems like both teams are giving him similar opportunities. But here's where it gets interesting. When it comes to the Raiders and decision-making, relationships and familiarity carry enormous weight. My sense is that the reason Jacoby ultimately chose Jacksonville over Pittsburgh is tied directly to Edgar Bennett, his former wide receiver coach in Las Vegas, who now is working in Jacksonville. That connection alone could have made all the difference, but there's more to consider. Jacoby probably evaluated the situation and saw an immediate opportunity to step into a number 1 role with Jacksonville, particularly given that Travis Hunter is currently unavailable and Brian Thomas Jr. will be starting this week. In Pittsburgh, that path simply wasn't available. Beyond relationships and playing time, offensive philosophy is a huge factor, and Jacksonville's system looks like a better fit for Jacoby's style, giving him the best chance to thrive in his next chapter. It's fascinating to me how these decisions play out, because if you're weighing 2 similar offers, the context around the team matters just as much as the numbers. If one team is likely to be weaker or stronger, if the coaching staff and offensive scheme align better with a player's skill set, these are the kinds of factors that influence a professional's choice. The Raiders did right by Jacoby by leaving the decision in his hands. It's a testament to his professionalism, how he handled the situation, maintaining composure and making the choice that best served his career. Now, shifting gears, I want to talk about a college football player who really caught my attention over the weekend, and that's Fernando Mendoza. As a diehard Penn State fan, I've been watching closely, and Mendoza showed incredible mental toughness in a comeback victory that really speaks to his potential at the next level. Even when facing adversity, throwing an interception early like he did against Oregon, he responded with a strong drive and managed to lead the team to a win in Happy Valley, which is no small feat considering the talent and intensity of Penn State's opponents. What makes Mendoza stand out is not just his physical talent, but his ability to remain composed and perform under pressure. He didn't have his top wide receiver, yet he adapted, made the throws necessary, and carried his team when it mattered most. To me, Mendoza represents the kind of quarterback who could dominate at the next level, and I honestly think he has Heisman-level talent. He's also someone I could see being a future Raider, which is exciting to think about given our ongoing search for the quarterback of the future. Speaking of quarterbacks, let's talk about Geno Smith and the questions surrounding Pete Carroll's decisions this season. Geno has been dealing with a quad injury, yet Carroll has kept him on the field despite the visible struggle. Many analysts have weighed in on whether the team would have been better served by giving Kenny Pickett a chance, who at least has some mobility and could shake things up in the passing game. I see it as a larger issue of leadership and decision-making, because Carroll and his coaching staff have shown a tendency to prioritize being right over doing what might be best for the team in the moment. That philosophy has created tension, particularly with rookies, where mistakes are highlighted in a way that veteran players rarely experience. The message Carroll sent about costly rookie penalties, essentially warning that certain errors would not have happened to veteran players, is emblematic of a larger divide. Veteran players benefit from established roles and trust, while younger players are under pressure to prove themselves constantly. This dynamic is something that could either backfire or push the team to new heights. But the inconsistencies in coaching approach are noticeable, and for Raider Nation, it's something to watch closely as the season progresses. The struggle of Geno Smith is part of a larger narrative about leadership, adaptability, and how decisions by the coaching staff directly impact the team's performance and locker room chemistry. Moving away from controversies and into some positivity, I want to give a huge shout out to Jackson Powers Johnson and his family. They sent me a heartfelt gift and a card that really underscores the kind of character and culture I hope to see in the Raiders locker room. The card itself was simple but meaningful, expressing gratitude and sharing a quote about extending kindness to others, which I think is a perfect reflection of the values we want associated with our team. JPJ is, without a doubt, a pillar player in my eyes, a guy I would build around, someone who embodies Raider culture and pride. The support from his family shows the kind of foundation that creates strong leaders, the kind of people who can lift up a locker room and foster a sense of brotherhood. For a team that is currently 2-7, those are the types of players and influences that can make a real difference, both on and off the field. It's about building more than just a roster. It's about creating an environment where players support each other, where leadership is cultivated, and where the organization's culture is aligned with the principles of loyalty, resilience, and accountability. The gift itself, a JPJ jersey signed by him, was a special reminder of how meaningful these personal connections are, and it's exactly the kind of spirit we need to see more of within the Raiders' ranks. Even with the season's challenges, moments like these remind us that Raider Nation has reasons to be proud and hopeful. Building around players like JPJ and creating a culture where everyone feels connected and motivated is what can elevate this team beyond just its current struggles. Whether it's analyzing trades, evaluating upcoming talent like Mendoza, or understanding the nuances of coaching decisions and quarterback performance, it all ties back to the bigger picture. Raider Nation is invested in more than wins and losses. It's about growth, opportunity, and resilience. Even when the coaching situation seems chaotic or the season isn't going as planned, the commitment of players, their families, and the fan base itself provides a foundation to build from. There's excitement in recognizing talent, whether it's Jacoby Myers making strategic career moves or Mendoza proving himself on the field, and it all feeds into the narrative of what Raider Nation stands for. So when you look at the team, the league, and the broader landscape, you have to appreciate the combination of professional decisions, emerging talent, and character-driven leadership. Every pick, every move, every challenge tells a story about the Raiders' identity and the kind of team we are striving to build. From rookies stepping up in tough environments to veterans navigating injuries and performance expectations, these moments collectively define the culture. For fans, it's not just about watching games. It's about understanding the journey, the strategy, and the relationships that influence outcomes. Each decision, whether it's a trade, a play call, or a motivational push in a locker room, contributes to shaping the team's future. And as we continue to follow Jacoby's choice, Mendoza's rise, and the ongoing quarterback saga with Geno Smith, it's clear that the narrative surrounding the Raiders is as much about personal growth, resilience, and leadership as it is about football. All right, Raiders fans, let's continue diving into everything going on around the team because there's still plenty to cover and a lot to analyze, especially as we look at the quarterback situation, the coaching dynamics, and the ripple effects of player decisions on the locker room. Starting with Geno Smith, it's impossible to ignore the spotlight he's under. He's dealing with a quad contusion, yet he remains the starter, and that decision by Pete Carroll has drawn a lot of attention. Many fans and analysts have questioned whether the team would have been better served giving Kenny Pickett a shot, who could at least add some mobility to the offense and potentially shift the energy on the field. What's fascinating here is how much this situation reflects on leadership philosophy. Carroll has repeatedly shown a preference for sticking with his decisions, even when circumstances suggest that a different choice might be better for the team in the short term. It's a strategy that carries risk. If it works, it reinforces confidence and stability. But if it fails, it can create tension and frustration within the locker room. From the outside looking in, you can see how this balance between loyalty to starters and accountability for performance can make or break a team season. And in Geno's case, his struggles have amplified every decision Carroll has made, highlighting the pressures of NFL leadership in real time. At the same time, rookies like Ashton Gentry have been thrust into the spotlight in ways that veterans often are not. Mistakes on key plays have been publicly highlighted, and Carroll's messaging to the rookies, stating that certain errors wouldn't have happened to veteran players, speaks volumes about the cultural divide within the team. Rookie players are expected to prove themselves constantly, while established veterans navigate a different set of expectations. This disparity has the potential to create tension, but also presents an opportunity for younger players to rise and carve out their identity in the league. How the coaching staff balances this dynamic can fundamentally shape the locker room environment. For Raider Nation, it's important to recognize that every decision, every message, and every game performance is interconnected, and a leadership approach at the top can either unite the team or amplify the challenges that come with a rough season. Moving to some of the positive aspects, we can't overlook the impact of players like Jackson Powers-Johnson. JPJ embodies the characteristics that make a difference not just on the field, but in shaping the culture of a team. Receiving the card and signed jersey from his family reinforced the importance of foundation and support in a player's development. These personal connections and values translate directly into leadership qualities and the ability to elevate teammates. For a team that's currently struggling in the standings, having players with integrity, commitment, and a sense of family is invaluable. Raider Nation has long understood that the franchise is about more than wins and losses. It's about loyalty, pride, and the shared identity of players, coaches, and fans alike. JPJ's influence in the locker room, combined with his evident drive to succeed and represent the Raiders with professionalism, sets a tone that the rest of the team can follow. These are the players you want at the center of the organization, and they become the pillars around which future success can be built. Meanwhile, looking at the broader landscape, the ongoing discussions about college prospects and their potential NFL impact remain just as compelling. Fernando Mendoza's rise at Penn State has caught my eye, and his ability to perform under pressure speaks volumes about his potential as a professional quarterback. Despite losing his top wide receiver and facing a defense that could easily overwhelm a less composed player, Mendoza managed to lead his team to a crucial victory. That kind of mental toughness and adaptability is exactly what NFL teams are searching for, and imagining him as a future Raider is exciting. His approach to the game, decision-making under pressure, and leadership qualities make him a front-runner not just for collegiate accolades, but for the NFL draft conversation in the coming years. For Raider Nation, following players like Mendoza is a reminder that talent development and scouting are just as important as immediate performance in shaping the team's future. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that has sent shockwaves across the NFL landscape, the Las Vegas Raiders have reportedly made waves with a surprising announcement: the acquisition of British defensive sensation EFE OBADA from the Washington Commanders. While official details remain scarce, insiders hint that the deal could redefine the Raiders' defensive strategy and elevate their international profile in ways few anticipated. OBADA, who has steadily built a reputation as one of the most physically imposing and technically gifted defensive ends in recent memory, has long been a fan favorite in Washington. Known for his relentless pass-rushing ability and uncanny knack for breaking through offensive lines, his potential arrival in Las Vegas has already sparked a frenzy among fans and analysts alike. Rumors circulating in locker rooms and sports media circles suggest that the Raiders are banking on OBADA's unique combination of speed, strength, and versatility to plug holes in a defensive roster that has struggled for consistency in past seasons. The buzz isn't limited to his on-field talents. EFE OBADA's journey from humble beginnings in Europe to the heights of American football stardom has been a narrative that resonates deeply with fans. Las Vegas, a city no stranger to flashy moves and headline-grabbing signings, might now find itself the epicenter of a new kind of NFL intrigue. International flair meets elite American talent. Some insiders speculate that this is more than just a tactical acquisition. It could be part of a broader strategy to expand the Raiders' brand overseas, tapping into Europe's growing appetite for the NFL. Social media has exploded in response to the news. Fans of both the Raiders and the Commanders have taken to Twitter and Instagram, sharing everything from nostalgic clips of OBADA's career highlights to speculative mock-ups of him in silver and black. Analysts are weighing in with predictions, debating how his presence might alter defensive schemes, matchups, and even locker room dynamics. While the exact terms of the transfer remain undisclosed, the mere suggestion of OBADA in a Raiders uniform is enough to generate headline after headline, fueling a whirlwind of excitement and curiosity. Whether this rumored acquisition will come to fruition remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. The NFL rumor mill has found a new center of gravity. The Las Vegas Raiders, already a team known for bold moves, may have just signaled that they are ready to shake up expectations once again. If Obada's arrival is confirmed, it won't just be a game-changer on the field. It could mark a turning point in the Raiders' identity, bridging continents, fan bases, and ambitions in a way that has rarely been seen in the league before. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.